Hello everyone, Megatronic here, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the combined mode of Devastator. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Now obviously this guy is slightly customized, and some of my silver paint was acting really weird and separating while I was painting, and didn't really notice till I was already halfway through. So if the silver looks really weird in places, I apologize. I'm going to have to sand it down and try it again. The head looks superb. It looks great. It looks good. That's what I want a Devastator to look like. Very nicely done head sculpt. I do wish he had a hinge to look up, other than having to utilize his transformation joint and making that look weird. You can always use the flap too that his head is on. For the shoulders, he has a full 360. You can go out almost all the way. Does have bicep rotation. A little less than 90 at the elbows. I do wish his forearms were a little bit bigger. Not a deal breaker. Wrist rotation, and the fingers can open and close. He does have a waist swivel, and if you saw my video, I did remove his giant butt flap, so he is essentially now unhindered. Oh, and he's smacking into my ring camera. Ring light, not camera. The legs, move up his flap, move out all the way, nearly all the way back without the butt flap. Nearly the full splits. And they do hold there very well. Knees, full 90. And the ankles, mixmasters, you get out this far if you move out his arm. And scrapper, about that far. Now I like to click out his legs backwards by at least one to give him more of like an A standing pose. I like the way he looks with that. Weirdly enough, I think Mixmaster might be slightly longer than Scrapper, so it's kind of giving him like weird stance where he's kind of tilting, I guess, this way. Kind of weird, especially when putting some poses, but hey, I can live with it. What I don't necessarily like about the combined mode, if I grab his gun right here, I had to put some super glue on it, merely because he cannot hold it very well. It's very loose, and even with the super glue, you know, it's still a bit loose for my liking, but it is what it is, essentially. But what I do like about this Devastator is that everything goes onto him. If you don't do the butt flap hack, there will be no spare parts left behind, and there's even places for all of the individual constructicon guns to go. You got hooks right there, scavengers, bonecrushers, mixmasters, scrappers, and longhauls, and they all sit somewhere in the combined mode, which I think was a very nice way of weapon storage. And hey, I don't have to put them in the baggie and try and figure out where I put said baggie full of weapons in one of my totes or drawers. So really do enjoy that. Mainly out of all the constructicons, I honestly have to say Longhaul is pretty much my favorite. I think he has the better of the bot modes. Hook is probably second, and then Mixmaster and Scrapper are tied for that third place, and then bonecrusher and then scavenger. I did get an upgrade kit for my bonecrusher, and I did also remove the pin out of bonecrusher's chest there, mainly because it would allow for his waist swivel, a better ab crunch. And with these upgrade kits, well, albeit they don't tab in the greatest in combined form, this now gives him a wrist swivel and better proportioned arms, so he doesn't look like an oversized core class. I wish I didn't have to do that, but hey, my favorite constructicon deserves to have normal arms. For size comparisons, I'm going to try my best here to get this all captured because, well, he's a big boy. Quick size comparison. here he is with Legacy Menasor. And let me get Devastator fully standing now. Yes, he is slightly taller because I have the DNA design upgrade kit for Menasor. Didn't realize he'd be taller with it, but I honestly think I hope they do a DNA design for Devastator as well. Particularly, I think Devastator's legs are slightly too short, because it just goes from thigh to the vehicles. I feel like his knee should have been a bit more prominent, just a little bit longer to have better proportions, and I'm probably going to get an upgrade kit. And here we have him with Superion, and he is slightly taller than Superion, and I think this is accurate scale. In my opinion, I think Devastator should always be slightly taller because there's 6 components instead of the usual 5. It's kind of my headcanon, I guess. And lastly, this is how they scale with Optimus, Devastation Optimus, and 86-liter Megatron. Yeah, I really do like the scale. I don't think Combiner should be completely massive, and I think, honestly, the scale between Megatron and Devastator is good enough. My final thoughts on this guy are, I wish the gun was slightly larger. I wish the legs were slightly longer. When it comes to the individual Constructicons, they all have their little nitpicks, and not any of them are perfect per se, but they're good enough. I feel as though they really did drop the ball with bonecrusher and scavenger, and I feel as though they were slightly more compromised due to the arm mode combination. Especially with my more negative review about bonecrusher and scavenger and scrapper. I take back some things I said about scrapper for the combined mode of Devastator, as I do understand he is holding up half of the combiner essentially, while the arms aren't really doing anything. They're just sitting there at all times. I feel as though they should have been more fleshed out, especially because bonecrusher really did look like an oversized core class, and scavenger is a bit meh. All these guys should have had more paint. I customized them in some way, shape, or form. I still think, I get it that this is supposed to be cartoon accurate, but if it's molded there, you might as well just go the extra mile and just paint it. It just really makes all of them look very bland if it's left unpainted. The size is great. They feel great. I don't have any issues with the combined form. Once again, this splitting is because of the upgrade kit. I can easily go swap back to his original arms and put those on there if I wish. Everything holds together really nice. The only issue I really have is just the gun's a bit too small. I had to put a little bit super glue to thicken it up so he wouldn't flip around in his hand. And like I said, I think the legs should be extended slightly, give him a bit more height. But yeah, this has been a quick journey. It's only been about 5 months since Scrapper and bonecrusher came out, or at least since I found them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!